Hey guys, Nikki here. I'm waiting for a response to see if I could talk about something that I do want to talk about. But so I know I've been uploading a lot today, and I'm gonna kind of continue from what I was talking about earlier. Sorry, hold on. I cannot text and talk at the same time. I am so sorry. Um, uh, what was I saying? Okay, I am losing my train of thought. I apologize. Just this is going to be a very in-depth, well, not in-depth, but I am going to be talking about some things that might be triggering to some people. I might also pick my computer up and walk around because I don't know if I can sit still and talk about this, and I might not be looking at the camera when I do it, and uh, it looks like I got punched in the eyes. I'm actually just wearing dark blue eyeshadow, but my camera and the lighting is bad, so that might also be why I'm moving, because I look scary to me looking at it, but give me 1 second so I can just finish this and hopefully go into what I really would like to talk about. I have an Avenger sticker. I can spell. Okay, so I'm gonna see about moving this because I don't like the lighting. Ignore any mess you see. I have not started cleaning up from the little one being awoke. So okay, hopefully you don't. Okay, moving into the kitchen with hopefully better lighting. Ah, okay, there I am. This is better. So much better. Yeah, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I'm gonna adjust this. Yeah, evil light flaring. Um, so what? Excuse my adjusting, and I don't know if the microphone is actually gonna help you hear me any better or not. Sorry for the interruption again. So, uh, I think only one of these has been a lighthearted vlog. Uh, and one thing I did want to talk about, oh god, that looks horrible with it behind my ear. Sorry. Um, is, uh, well, actually, I'm going to start with something else and go into the deeper part because I am avoiding talking about it because it's not pleasant and it is triggering and it's dealing with things that you don't really want to deal with. But I am currently part of a wonderful organization called Stonecroft. And one of the events that they're doing, and I was just checking out the Stonecroft website, I think it's just stonecroft.org. It is a women's website and a women's organization, but my group is currently getting ready to do an event called Story Marks, such as tattoos and uh, scars, things that mark you as different on the outside or that get you judged and stuff, and how whether there's a story behind them on how you got them in relation to God and other stuff, and it's looking forward to being an amazing event. And I was just seeing if there's any meetups in your area and just seeing about that. And it's actually what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about story marks and things that are not all marks are external. We all have internal scars and things that haven't healed, or things that are only just starting to scab over, that one little thing picks at it and it starts to bleed again, or it hurts, and that whether it be from actual injuries or more emotionally and mentally from things like breakups, deaths in the family, loss of friends, and that. So, I currently have 3 tattoos. I have numerous amounts of scars because, yeah, I would just do stuff and then get a scab, pick at it. I'm a mess. But, one thing it took me a while to figure out is that there's going to be a lot of people in the world telling you you can't do something, or your best isn't enough, you're not enough, and you're going to, whether it's on a personal level compared to, or even when you're just seeing your favorite celebrities or other stuff, and it's not true. You are enough. And every person impacts somebody else in some way, even little ways that you're just like, that's completely and totally random and you never would have thought of it. And I have worked retail for quite a few years, and oddly enough, it is true, just saying, hi, how are you, to your cashiers, or the people ringing you out, or just saying hi to that random person you're passing on the street because you're in a great mood that day. Who knows? Can make a huge difference. Like, I've had people say, oh, you said hi to me. No one's said hi to me today. And it's not even that people are glued to their phones or stuff like that. It's just, I guess it's just kind of become weird to say hi to people. I know it can be a little, I know in different parts of the country, I am in the US, but different parts of the country, it's like, you walk down the street, hi, how are you? It's like, I don't know who you are. In other parts, it's like, you go to say hi to somebody and you get a death glare for crying out loud. It's just, not that it's sad, it's just kind of the way that things are now, and we kind of can't blame technology. I mean, this has been going on since before the technology boom. But that's not really what well, it is kind of what I want to talk about, but one thing I have, I'm going to use the word privilege. That's not the right word, but the word I was going to use makes it sound bad, and that's, well, it is bad, but at the same time, in a way, I'm glad to have been a part of it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I've had a few people that I know personally very well, and have, and even myself to a certain extent, have been suicidal, and didn't think that things get better, or that there was a way out, or, yeah, I know this person says they're there for me, but no one's been there for me, so why would someone? They're not actually going to be there for me. And the one I'm going to talk about right now, I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of talk because I haven't talked about it, and it's been in my mind for the past few days, and I might start crying. I'm hoping I won't, because it's kind of it's emotional. It is going to be triggering. And if it does trigger you, I am so very sorry. I'll put in the description that I'll figure out how long I talk about it, or something. Uh, but there was someone that I know very well who's been dealing with depression and other things for longer than I've known them. And for me, if I say I promise you something, I I will do my best to keep that promise come hell or high water. Because this is going to sound completely and totally dorky, but I don't remember who said it, where it was from, or that kind of thing. But you know those like school agendas you get like when in middle school. Well, we had to look for quotes for our 8th grade yearbook, and I remember just looking through the agenda because I couldn't think of one, and I couldn't tell you what I put now. But the one that stuck with me is that a promise made is a debt unpaid. So if I make you a promise, to me that means I've told you I'm going to do something. I have, I guess, indebted myself to do this. Therefore, I must do it. It doesn't always come out as straightforward as that, but that is my thought process on it. That's how I view it. A promise isn't something I take lightly. Like, if I'm looking you dead in the eyes, I'm saying, I promise you this. I promise you that. That will happen to the best of my ability to keep it. And I remember I promised this person, no matter what, I was going to be there for them. I wasn't gonna give up and just walk away. And I think I made this promise about 10 years ago. And keeping in mind what I just told you about how I view promises, that has been the hardest promise I have ever had to keep, and it got to the point where I almost didn't. And that sounds awful to say it, and it's 100% true. I was going to do the exact opposite of what I promised and walk away. And, well, the good news, I have kept that promise. I didn't break it, but it's someone being depressed and suicidal, and like people are like, oh, you're doing it for attention, or oh, they're doing it for attention. They're not actually going to do something. Always, always, please, 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 always. If someone says they're going to do something, take it seriously in these types of situations, because really, you just don't know. Like, I've spent the night with this person, and by sheer dumb luck, woken up in the middle of the night and have found them in various stages of trying to hurt themselves. I found them with belts around their neck. I've had them tell me how they've planned out how they're going to do it so it looks like an accident. I've seen them sit there with a shotgun. I've had them lock themselves in a bathroom with a knife. It is terrifying, and it's something I hope no one ever has to go through. Because no matter how much you think you're prepared for those kinds of situations, it's not something you're ever prepared for. It's not something you can prepare yourself for. You don't really know how you're going to react until you're in the situation. And it got to the point with me that this has happened so many times, and that it got to the point where I couldn't help anymore. I couldn't take anymore. I couldn't hear them say this anymore. And I just started grabbing things and went to walk out the door. And I remember there's like, wait, you were actually going to leave? And I said yes. And I mean, I was going to leave without my cell phone or anything because they had taken it, so I couldn't call for help for them. And I didn't even think about going to go knock on a neighbor's door or anything like that because I didn't want to let them out of earshot, since generally they were locked in another room where I couldn't get to them. Got to the point one time I almost took an axe to a door to break it down. I don't know if they know that, because I don't think I ever told them that, but I almost went and got the axe I use for camping and chopped down a door in their house to get to them because I didn't know what else to do. And other people had written this person off as that's just how they are. They're up, they're down. That's just part of their personality. Don't worry about it. And that's not okay. And it's like you can't see the marks from that trauma on my end, on their end. There's no visible marks from that. And it's not something people like to talk about. It's triggering, it's upsetting. What about life could be so bad that you don't want to stay? And there's many reasons. I can list a few of mine. Just to, well, not to prove a point, but just to show how, I guess, how, I don't know, but, just some of the simple ones that I don't want to say don't affect me anymore, but in the grand scheme of where I am now compared to then, it's not as big a deal to me anymore, I guess. I've had people try to break into the house. I've had people try to kidnap us. Well, me and a few other people. I've had my parents are divorced. I'm an adult child of an alcoholic. Because I made bad decisions, I failed out of school. Um, I was bullied a lot when I was younger. Never really felt like I belonged anywhere. Just that's 7 things I can think of without saying some of the major ones that I'm dealing with. And it it doesn't take a lot. Like I've seen people who I thought were happy and I was envious, and there are things that you don't see behind closed doors or that people don't want to show you that aren't pretty, that just that, hi, you, something looks wrong. Do you want to talk about it? Or, hey, I hope you have a good day today. Just the hi is enough. It gets, even the simple little things that seem mundane and that just can really make a difference and can totally change someone's view for a day or longer. And I don't know if anyone's going to see this, and that's fine by me. I am kind of also doing it for myself, so not to sound narcissistic or anything, because it's not for that reason. I don't actually like listening to myself talk, but to every person out there who doesn't feel like they're enough, that doesn't need one more bad day, who can't handle one more thing thrown at them. And I know a lot of people have said it gets better. And sometimes better is just, you wanna know what? I put on a pair of pants today. And that is fine. And I know I said it in the last video, and I'm going to continue to say it. If you need someone to listen to you or to vent to, I am here. I don't sleep, really. I really don't. And I am willing to listen. I don't need to know your name. I don't need to know anything. Even if it's just you want someone to talk to about bullshit, because everyone wants to talk to you about everything that's going on because they think something's wrong and you're tired of people asking, are you okay? That's fine. I am willing to talk to you. And I want you to know, and I promise you this, I will answer the best that I can. But if I had a chance to tell everybody one thing, and I guess I do, and I am going to leave you guys off with this. You, the person on the other side of the screen, are enough. No matter what anybody else is saying or what society says or anything else, you are flawless. You are perfect, just as you are, and you are enough. Now don't you forget it, and I'll see you guys later.